Yeah, good morning guys. Mine happened to our friends there in the Philippines. Guys up on the screen, exposing the feud, Bosshog and the eco farm. And as you are very well aware, there has been a feud going on in the neighbourhood amongst neighbours. Neighbours of the Bosshog clan. Bosshog, Marcel and Gina heavily involved in this feud, and in this video today guys, what we're going to do is we're going to give you the truth. We are going to give you the real reason why there is a feud, but I think it's only fair and right to give you some background. It's no good going straight in and revealing all. We'll give you some background as to actually what has gone on in the past, and then we'll tell you why there is a ongoing feud between Bosshog and his neighbour. So, some time ago, a young lady, Eleonora, bought some land adjacent to the Bosshog, and she was greeted by her neighbour Bosshog, Marcel and Gina. Gave her a bit of a warm welcome, and during that warm welcome they arrived, the three of them. Every one of them had a camera in their hand, and they were all over the eco farm. Of course, that didn't go down very well, and they were told in no uncertain terms that yes, you're welcome, but we want privacy. We don't want cameras poking in people's faces, which is what the Bosshog clan do. It's how they survive. They need a camera in their hand every minute of the day. We all know that, it's well established. And the eco farm was not happy about that, and rightly so. Of course, Bosshog, the alpha male, the narcissist, wasn't very happy about that and turned on his heels and left, along with Marcel and fat ass Gina, with their tail between their legs. And since that day guys, there's history, and we'll go through a bit of the history. And it wasn't long after that Bosshog uploaded a video and told his supporters that Eleonora of the eco farm was trying to get him copyrighted by playing loud music on her farm while he was videoing. We did a video on that ourselves and explained that Eleonora's not aware, Brian, that you go around with a camera in your hand constantly. You don't work, you just video constantly. She wasn't aware of that, and it was an absolutely ridiculous accusation. But there goes the start of it. Bosshog accusing Eleonora of trying to get him copyrighted. And then of course there was the Consing, who was owed salary by Bosshog. We all know that Bosshog doesn't like paying his bills. We've proved that. But he wasn't paying Consing, 70-year-old lady who did more work than Marcel and Gina put together. She wasn't getting paid, and she left, and she went to work for the eco farm. Now that didn't go down too well, and Bosshog did upload a video saying he wasn't too happy with Consing over the charcoal, but he was butthurt because Consing had gone and worked for the eco farm. And so, as you can gather now, the feud is starting to build. And of course the next thing that happened was the stingless bees. Yes, the stingless bees, these tiny insects. Bosshog noticed that Eleonora was using fly traps on her property to catch bugs, because she is running a successful eco farm growing masses of veg, and she was trying to cut down on the pests and the bugs. So she had fly traps. Bosshog stomped across to the eco farm, fuming, and accused Eleonora of killing his bees. Now, what an absolutely ridiculous accusation. As if Eleonora can spot your bees flying across the road onto her land and she's there waiting to kill them. Absolutely ridiculous. But again, proves that the feud was building. So I think that's accusation number 3. And he put it all in video and uploaded the video onto the YouTube platform. Eco Farm is killing my bees. And it goes on. It goes on from there, because the next thing we have, there was a typhoon, as we all know, and after the typhoon was over and people were cleaning up and repairing the damage, a terrible stench, an awful stench, was coming from the Bosshog. Now, the stench that was coming from the Bosshog was stronger than usual. In fact, it was overpowering. It was so overpowering that Eleonora asked the Bosshog clan to clean up the land, because the stench was being caused by dead, rotten fish. Now, Gina this time responded and complained and uploaded a video to say that Eleonora was complaining of the smell. We have to clean up, she said, because Eleonora from the Eco Farm is complaining. Again, up in the ante, up in the feud, and the video is still up there from Gina. Many comments were put on there, and the online feud was growing bigger and stronger. So the feud continues, and the next thing we have is Bosshog uploaded a video to say that someone had poisoned his dogs. Of course, this was greeted by uproar from his supporters, and of course the fingers were pointed across the road to the Eco Farm, to his neighbour. She, young Eleonora, was getting the blame for poisoning Bosshog's dogs, when really, I mean, we did a video and proved beyond any shadow of a doubt that it was Bosshog himself who had poisoned his own dogs by not cleaning up the dead rotten fish. The lazy arse farmer from the Bosshog was looking to lash out, and he lashed out at Eleonora for poisoning his dogs. He made a big hoo-ha about it, did many videos on it, even did a video at the vets when he took the dogs for treatment. He had the dogs all lying on the front garden of the Bosshog on the vet's advice, kind of an ICU unit where the dogs were recovering, and they'd been poisoned by the dead fish. Not Eleanor, but Bosshog is butthurt. He's mad at Eleanor, and he is fueling the feud. The comments that were made on that video against Eleanor were unbelievable, but he was continuing to fuel it. And so guys, what I want you to do now is I want you to look at a recent video clip. Listen to the man's words, listen to what he says, and see how still to this day he is continuing the feud.
Here is that we need to build up that portion right there. We need to build a bank there as high. That bank needs to be as high as that is right there. That needs to come all the way around, and we need to dig a canal all the way down here to at least past the dam, because I'm not trying to badmouth them in any way. The reason that the whole eco farm is having good success in their crops is they are using pesticide and insecticide, and they're not playing around with it. All that, you can see that's a hill there, and all that runoff from their crops is coming into this pond. So we really do need to divert that runoff water around this pond. Tilapia are pretty tough, but we are raising these for sale. I don't think there's probably not much risk of mercury contamination or anything like that, but fish are like water filters, and anything that's in the water, they filter through. It ends up mainly in their liver, but in their kidneys, and in their kidneys, but in their flesh as well. And the good thing about tilapia is that their life is only 4 or 5 months, so it doesn't have a long time for it to build up. So I'm not really worried about that. It's just I don't want them to be sick. I don't want to come out here some morning after a heavy rain and see the top of this pond covered with dead fish because of the runoff.
So guys, after watching that video clip quite clearly, you can hear Bosshog accusing Eco Farm Bosshog of using pesticides and insecticides. Where he gets his information from, I do not know, but I'm sure that whatever Bosshog Eco Farm are using is eco-friendly. The clue is in the title of the channel name, Eco Farm Bosshog, eco-friendly. But this parasite in front of you up on the screen is butthurt, and we're going to reveal very shortly why he's butthurt. But he did say in that video clip that he didn't want to come out after a heavy night's rain to find all his fish had gone belly up, and they'd gone belly up because of the runoff from the eco farm, the pesticides getting into the ponds. Well, Brian, you weren't that bothered after the typhoon, were you? No, you weren't bothered at all. You abandoned the fish, you abandoned your livestock. In fact, your livestock died. The goats, most of the fish. You didn't give the fish any oxygen. You didn't aerate those ponds. And you told everyone who was prepared to listen you had no feed. You had no money for feed. So you weren't too bothered then, were you? Why would you make a video now and be so buttered about how successful the eco farm is doing? Why is that? After the typhoon, all you Marcel and Fatah's Gina wanted to do was get in that begging mobile and go to Taliban and sit there and e-beg for donations while your neighbours were clearing their land. You were e-begging and you left the Bohovel and the livestock at the Bohovel to perish. We all know that. And there you are, guys. That's the video clip. He's continuing the feud. So it's time now, Brian, for the big reveal. It's time to let people know exactly what an absolute piece of crap you really are. And now the narcissist in you has got a grip of you and you will not let it go. So guys, this is what the feud is all about. I'm going to take you back. In some time ago, when Bosshog built the plateau. I'm sure you all remember the plateau, that disaster. He found out that it was 50% sand and 50% soil. This brain surgeon farmer who was going to farm for a living in the Philippines found out 50% sand on his land. That is a brain surgeon for you, isn't it? Anyway, if you remember the plateau, guys, it was abandoned. He built a shed up there and it was abandoned. However, one day Bosshog had a Jed Clampett, yes, a Jed Clampett moment, and he thought to himself, I can sell that sand. I can make a few bucks selling the sand. And so off he went to find a buyer. And that's what he did. That's exactly what he did. He found a buyer and the deal was done. However, there was one small problem. The deal was that the buyer would come with his trucks and his excavator, and they would take that sand away. Bosshog would make money. But the problem was that the approach road to the plateau was unsafe. It was too narrow, and with the trucks being heavy laden with sand, it was dangerous. They needed better access. Now, what you've got to imagine, guys, is this was some time ago, right? It was a long time ago when this happened. However, he needed better access to the plateau for the trucks, and the only access available was through the Eco Farm borehole. And so Bosshog, the alpha male, went across the road to his neighbour and told her that he needed better access to retrieve the sand, and the only access was through the Eco Farm. To which his neighbour, point blank, refused Bosshog that access. Now, as you can imagine, Bosshog wasn't very pleased. In fact, he was butthurt. And as I mentioned before, this was some time ago, and it's continued on. The feud has continued on at every opportunity Bosshog can get. He will have a go at Eleonora and the Eco Farm, because he missed out on a payday. He missed out on selling that sand. He was butthurt, and he's still butthurt today. You watch the video clip that I showed you, that was 2 days ago. He's still there making accusations against Bosshog Eco Farm. Guys, up on the screen, what we have is a nasty, vindictive, a down and out parasite living in the Philippines. He is a burden on his community. He's a menace to his neighbours. He's not liked. He's not wanted in the neighbourhood. This is a foreigner farming in the Philippines. Bosshog. That is the real reason. That is the reason why there is a feud with Bosshog Eco Farm. He was refused access to retrieve sand that he was going to sell. And that feud is continuing to this day. I hope you're proud of yourself, Brian. It's proven beyond any shadow of a doubt now that you are a narcissist. The alpha male was told no, and no one tells the alpha male no. So guys, there you have it. There's the truth. That's not lies. That's a fact. Until the next time, we do have more. Till the next time, bye for now.